I can already see the mainstream media building a narrative around this story right here to dismiss the founder of Sports Authority, calling out LeBron James and other athletes for mixing sports with politics. This is the number one thing they do not want. They do not want people with influence and power to start having these types of opinions. They do not want these people to start speaking out and calling these athletes out for exactly what they should be called out on. So we're going to see how this story continues to transpire. But here we are over on New York Post. Sports Authority founder sounds off on LeBron James mixing sports with politics. Hell yes. The founder of Sports Authority says he's dismayed by athletes who are mixing politics with sports. And he said he would demote their products if he were still in charge. If I had Sports Authority, I'd take the LeBron Nike shoes and put them on the back shelf, said Jack Smith, who resigned from the company in 1998. I think it was stupid what the Mets and Marlins did, he added. I don't know what they were trying to prove, Smith said. Smith, who started Sports Authority in 1987 with the backing from former Republican presidential candidate Mitt Romney, made the comments in an interview about a Zucker Lewis Media Group documentary in the works about his life. I love how they had to point out that he had the backing of a Republican presidential candidate. I love that so much. James recently led the charge of high-profile athletes sharing their outrage online over the death of George Floyd, whose May death at the hands of police kicked off a nationwide protest. On August 27th, the players for the New York Mets and Miami Marlins teams bowed their heads ahead of scheduled game in protest of the Kenosha, Wisconsin police shooting of Jacob Blake before heading to the dugout and never returning to play the game. Sports Authority grew to have 450 stores in 45 states after it became a public company in 1998, and its original investors made almost 10 times their money. The chain liquidated in 2016. So yeah, that's just a history of it. So right there. So that's the gist of it right there. So now you're going to see them go after Jack Smith, and they are going to do everything they can to discredit him. But this is the type of voice that we need to continue to have elevated, because these athletes are ran with an echo chamber right now. LeBron James faces no critical questions whatsoever. He's not held accountable for the stupid shit he says. He's absolutely not held accountable. None of them are. None of them are actually checked. None of them are actually like, hey, LeBron, do you have any statistics to back up your nonsensical claims? No, they never face those questions. And they're never going to put people that'll ask those questions in those positions, at least not right now. Could you imagine Clay Travis sitting there and asking LeBron James to actually back up his claims with any stats or facts? Of course he couldn't. LeBron James would cry like the bitch he is if Clay Travis or Jason Whitlock actually got to ask this man a question at a press conference. It would be pathetic. It would be some of the best TV of all time. I would give anything to watch Clay Travis or Jason Whitlock question LeBron. Oh my God, how beautiful would that be? But they are in an echo chamber. And these reporters as they're called, are scared to death to actually ask these guys questions. You know why? Because they will be immediately dismissed. They will be banned from coming back. And they know that. They know they can't ask the tough questions. Yet these same reporters will sit there in the White House press secretary room, and they'll sit there and ask Trump the stupidest questions imaginable. But they won't ask the same questions of Biden. And it's the same mentality. If LeBron James faces any tough questions, he will ban the reporter, because they don't like to be held accountable for these things. And they do not like when you actually challenge their lies and their BS. They don't like it when you hold them accountable for the nonsense they say. They really can't stand it. That is a typical behavioral trait of the far left wing right there. If you question them, if you actually say, hey, can you actually back up the claims that you're making? Oh, then you're an Easter-ism. You're an Easter-ism, and you don't have any sympathy for all of the people dying by the hands of the police, the black people dying by the hands of the police. But then if you say, hey, LeBron, you know, twice as many white people have died at the hands of police this year. So, like, what are you talking about when you say that when black men leave their house, they're literally being hunted? What are you talking about? Like, why are you pushing this lies? And by the way, LeBron, hey, you remember when you had that graffiti incident and there was actually no actual proof that it happened? Did we ever find anything else about that? Because you sure got on your soapbox at first when you could push this victim narrative. But then as soon as questions started popping up about the legitimacy of the story, you kind of stopped talking about it. And the media kind of stopped talking about it too. So can you answer those questions, LeBron? Of course he can't answer those questions. LeBron James loves to talk about difficult topics, according to LeBron James, but he doesn't like to answer difficult questions. He is a pathetic excuse for a professional athlete, and I am so tired of him continuing to get away with the nonsense. So shout out to Jack Smith, founder of Sports Authority, for stepping up and letting everybody know that he is tired of LeBron's bullshit. He is tired of the narrative. He is tired of the nonsense, and we need more people with prominent voices to step up and let it be known that they are tired of LeBron. We are all tired of LeBron. The only people that are willing to listen to LeBron's bullshit are the people that are just like LeBron. The people that do not want to actually be asked tough questions and have tough conversations. All they want to do is they want to say what they want to say, and they don't want to be held accountable for anything. And that is the ridiculousness of the situation. You guys let me know your thoughts in the comments below. Have a great day. Check out geeksandgamers.com. Go over to our forums. Make yourself an account for free. Jump in the forums. Have discussions with us over there. And for $10 a month, you can become a premium member and get exclusive access to some of our content. Talk to you guys later.